You're not lazy, your brain is hijacked. Every time you know what to do but don't. Every time you scroll past your goals. It's not a lack of discipline, it's addiction by design. This isn't hype, this is a warning, because if you don't take back control now, you'll wake up years from today wondering, what if I just tried? Let's reset your brain before it's too late. Part 1. You're addicted, and you don't even know it. You wake up. Before your feet touch the ground, your hand reaches for your phone. A hit of dopamine, a scroll through chaos, a silent surrender, no chains, no guards, but you're imprisoned, and worst of all, you chose the cage. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." But if your mind is hijacked by TikTok, Reels, and red notifications, who's really in control? Part 2. The hidden cost of every little hit. Dopamine isn't the enemy, it's the currency of desire. But modern life, it's overdrafting your brain. Each notification, each scroll, each instant reply, it's like candy for your attention, sweet, addictive, and empty. And the cost? Your focus, your drive, your dreams. Seneca warned us, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. What if the real thief isn't time, but the small, constant hits that steal your will to act? Part 3. Why Marcus Aurelius would reject modern comforts. Imagine Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, living in today's world. Would he binge Netflix to numb his stress? Would he scroll TikTok before writing meditations? Because comfort wasn't his master, discipline was. He lived in war, in disease, in chaos. But he chose to remain grounded. Why? Because he believed that suffering was fuel, not something to avoid, but something to embrace. Your growth begins where comfort ends. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll have a simple, Stoic-backed system to break free from distraction and finally do the things you were meant to. So don't just watch, act. Let's begin. Part 4. The science of dopamine and the death of deep work. Let's talk science. Dopamine is a motivator, not a reward. It spikes before the action, driving you to chase, to do, to move. But when you train your brain to expect dopamine without effort, like swiping for 30 seconds of satisfaction, you break the cycle of real reward. Your brain says, why work hard for success when scrolling gives me a hit now? The result? You become numb to meaning, lazy to purpose, starved for real growth. A mind flooded with cheap dopamine is a mind too weak for deep work. Part 5. These small habits are killing big dreams. It's not one big failure that destroys a man, it's 1,000 small compromises. The 5 extra minutes of scrolling, the morning lost to notifications, the night wasted on just one more episode. Each one chips away at your dreams, until all that's left is a pile of regrets and a dopamine-dependent mind. So ask yourself, what habits are stealing your future? Part 6. Signs you're mentally burned out. You're constantly tired, but you barely did anything all day. You open your phone to escape, but feel worse after scrolling. You can't focus on one task for more than a few minutes, not because you're weak, but because your brain is overloaded. This isn't laziness, it's mental fatigue caused by dopamine exhaustion. And the worst part? We normalize it. We live in burnout and call it productivity. The Stoics would have seen this for what it is, a crisis of the mind. Part 7. What Stoics did differently. Marcus Aurelius woke before sunrise to reflect in silence. Seneca warned against the trap of luxury. Epictetus owned nothing, yet mastered everything. They trained their minds like warriors because they knew the world would test their discipline daily. They weren't chasing cheap highs, they were chasing clarity, virtue, and freedom. Imagine applying that today. What would your life look like without digital chains? The Stoics didn't wait to feel motivated, they chose mastery over mood. If this resonates, give a thumbs up share this with someone who's struggling, and hit subscribe. Let's bring back focus, one disciplined step at a time. Part 8. The power of a dopamine. Detox. Dopamine isn't the enemy, but overstimulation is. A detox isn't about becoming a monk. It's about regaining control, silencing the noise for just a few days. What if you turned off the endless scroll? What if your mornings began without a screen? You'd feel restless at first, but then clarity, calm, drive, that's your brain resetting. A detox isn't punishment, it's a comeback. Want my free PDF of 50 powerful Stoic quotes? Comment Stoic or hit subscribe and I'll send it your way. Since you've made it this far, you're not like most people. You're among the top 1% who actually finish what they start. And that means you deserve a gift. Here's a bonus tip I rarely share. One rule that changed everything for me. Never let your brain crave something you didn't earn. Not the likes, not the scroll, not even comfort. If you didn't sweat for it, focus for it. Discipline your mind for it. Don't indulge in it. Because what's unearned feels good for a moment, but empties you for days. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." Reclaim that power, earn your dopamine, and you'll feel a confidence no cheap pleasure can ever give. You're not just watching a video, you're becoming someone few ever become. Part 9, a simple reset routine, morning plus night. Here's what a Stoic-inspired dopamine reset could look like. Morning, no phone for the first hour, cold rinse or breathwork. Journaling one deep thought from a Stoic quote. Walking in silence. Night, reflect on the day without screens. Read philosophy or journal plan. Tomorrow with intention. Sleep without stimulation. Simple, still. Powerful, not perfect, but progress. 10. Final reflection. The truth is, dopamine isn't the enemy. It's the unchecked addiction to comfort that robs us. Every mindless scroll, every skipped priority, it adds up. But awareness is your first weapon. And action, that's your armor. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be intentional. So take a breath, reset your habits, and reclaim the life you're meant to live. If this video spoke to you, give it a like, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. At Stoic Flow, we turn ancient wisdom into real-world tools to help you think deeper, grow stronger, and live with purpose. As always, stay grounded, stay strong. See you in the next video.